Hey everybody, it's me, Lynn Rene MacDonald, coming to you live from Virginia Beach, Virginia for our live talk forum. Everybody knows these flyers who comes into our shop, right? Finding out about all our social media stuff. Well, this is our live show. Me and Sophia were just laughing because she had a moment before knocked something over right before the live started, so it's just a little comical. Okay, so it's time for our live talk forum, 7:15 every Wednesday night, and it's with me, Lynn Rene MacDonald, here at the Institute for Christ Consciousness and the Copper Dragon. We are live coming to you from the shopping center here, and tonight we got lots of cool things that we're going to talk about and do. As you know, this is a metaphysical show. It's about wisdom, higher knowing. People come from all over the country and all over the world to see the show. You can come in person and you can come on to the show as well. It's about helping people. It's about building a community, and it's all about love. That's what we do and teach. And all you guys probably already know that. Most of you guys, if you come on here regularly, which many of you do. So, and thank you. Thank you for coming. The show is on donation. I tell people all the time if they can donate financially, do. But you can donate in multitude of other ways as well, right? You can donate by coming into our shopping center, by sharing what we do, by telling people about us, by referring people to us, right? We all work together to help each other from love through energy exchanges, right? And when we do so, great things come back to us from that, and especially when we're in our hearts and we do it authentically. Okay, so moving back on to our agenda for tonight, we have questions, I believe, from last week that we're going to answer. We have questions from this week. And what we do here is we answer your questions, whatever they may be. They can be about anything that you want to know related to love, metaphysical law of universe and earth world, as well as all that is everything that is as it has to do with God or love. Oh, great. Thank you. They just made me a tea, a hibiscus peach tea. All right. All right. So thank you, Jen. Jen made me this tea. All right, and so we're going to talk a lot about, we're going to get through with your questions tonight, and when we do, your question is, I want to give you ideas of what you can ask about. You can ask about anything and everything. You can ask about medium work, to talk to somebody who has crossed over. You could ask about any mysteries that you have in your family, what's going on with this, what happened with this, things you don't understand. All right, you can also ask for anything and everything metaphysical. You can ask about anything about, the light, meaning angels and heaven and, ghosts and anything, spirits, whatever you feel, as well as anything you want to know about demons and darkness and hell, because it all comes with the gifts of knowing all about universal law and love and light. And it's super important in these times that we get the God's honest truth about everything. And that's what we do and teach from love, the God's honest truth. We teach the formula of how to work with this. We give it to you guys, and we work and do this every day with everything we are and do in our lives, okay? So this is what we do. You all already know that. So thanks all for coming. And that said, we're going to answer your questions, whatever you want to ask. It could be about problems, issues, health stuff. And tonight we're also going to do a segment where we're going to talk about your any and all health problems. But overall, what we're going to focus on really is your gallbladder, your liver, your spleen, your digestive system, okay? And how to help you be well in these times when, let's say, you could be really, really sick and they send you to the hospital, they send you to get surgery, they give you medicines, they send you with medications home, and it can end up being a real storm in terms of medical expenses and not being well and going to surgery. So we're going to talk about all these things. We're going to talk about, some great tools today that I have learned through my healing journey to share with you guys for the best wisdom. Again, look it up. Don't do what I tell you to do. All right, I'm going to share with you the best wisdom that I have learned and some of the best products that are out there to help you be well in your digestion, your digestive system, with your whole, what is it that you call it, metabolic system, okay? So your liver, your pancreas, your gallbladder, I'm just looking at some of the products, your kidneys. We're also going to talk about, enzymes. We're going to talk about all these things that I have learned on my journey that super assist me, especially since I'm working on getting well and the toxins out of my body. I need support in different areas as the molds and the poisons attack different areas of our bodies. And it has come to my attention with universe, God, or love, because that's what I work with. I work with love, right? All right, so it has come to my attention that so many people, right, that are my clients, that I meet along the way who come into the shop and center, and they start talking to me, and I find out that through, let's say, the last 2 or 3 years with everything that has gone down, right? The more we get poisoned, the more it weighs heavy on our bodies. But one of the things that's happening is it's really messing up people's metabolic system. So today, everybody runs to the emergency room when they don't feel good. Everybody gets scared. The doctors are first to, talk to you about surgeries and medications, and that you're mentally not right when your system doesn't work right. I mean, this is the real world that we're working with. When the truth is, if you know what has happened in the last 3 years and you got inoculated, your immune system has now the greatest propensity that it has ever had in its life, along with everything else before it to this point, to tip over the edge. And your immune system has the ability to tank, and you will have all kinds of problems. It's happening out there. I can't tell you how many people had surgeries like a month after the COVID shot, excuse my French, a month after they got inoculated. Let me just say that. They had their gallbladder removed. And granted, they had issues with it before, but that's the whole thing. When your immune system tanks, your weakest areas, and you get all these toxins in, your weakest areas get hit hard. And if you have anything like mold sickness, which universe tells me mold sickness, your stealth pathogens, your high-end stealth pathogens, parasites, bacteria, right? All of these things, viruses, all these high-end viruses and multitudes, like layers of them all throughout your body, okay? What happens is they take a toll, and at some point the dam has to break, and the water's gonna, be wild, and you're going to be sick, okay? And what a universe guides me to tell you is that this mold sickness is very much like being inoculated, okay? Or getting massively poisoned. And it could be from tick-related diseases, bacterias, chemicals, all kinds of crazy shit, because that's what's happening in the world, all right? This is an epidemic. It is in the astrology. It is in the astrology of the collective, because it's out there for everybody to be poisoned. Why? Because we don't value ourselves. We don't value our health. We don't value our bodies. We don't value that we have these beautiful, amazing bodies, and as human beings in this reality, and we don't value that, okay? And that is a massive problem. We don't value our health. We're so busy doing everything else, taking care of everybody else, and we're at a massive self-love deficit in multiple different ways, whether it's spiritually, mentally, physically, all across the board. So tonight, we're going to address some of these things so you guys have some tools, because just like the mold sickness, right, that I have and my family has mold sickness and toxins, it attacks you at different times, at different spaces, and in your weakest areas from when you came in, right? Meaning when you came into Earth World, your family ancestry weakest areas, as well as your own personal weakest areas in your soul. So what happens is everything physical is manifested from your soul, okay? So this is super important, because all of these energies are aligning so you can see and get the whole idea. But tonight, I'm gonna tell you about these products that are gonna help you across the board. They may save you many trips to the emergency room, thousands of dollars in medications that are only gonna make you worse, and they're gonna be able to help you heal the problems that you have, right? But again, I can't say that anything is going to heal you. As we know in Earth World, with the crap that they dish out, they're all natural products. This is my story for me that I'm sharing with you. Each one of us has an individual story, so do your research. If you feel like what I'm going to share today is going to help you, then by all means, you follow your heart and you talk to God or love just like I do, because that's where all of my answers come from as well. Okay? So the mold sickness and the inoculations and stealth parasites, all right, all of this sickness mirrors each other. So all your immune system is going to be tanked. That's why they referred to it more often than not, a lot of times as of late, over the last few years, as being like you have AIDS. Yeah, it's like the 80s. Remember when the 80s was? I don't know, many of you are my age or close to it, and you know what I'm talking about. How scary it was when people had AIDS and their immune system tanked, and they had nothing for it to help you. So this is very much what it's like. You're going to be attacked, let's say, in your bones. You're going to be attacked in your spleen. You're going to be attacked in your liver. Some people will have bone cancer. Some people will have lung cancer. Some people will have cancer all over their bodies. And we're not talking about all because you're old, like people say and believe here in this societal reality, right? Not because you're old, but because you're sick and you've been poisoned. You're seeing it right now with the myocarditis. 20-year-olds. 15-year-olds, kids are dying. People are dying because they've been poisoned. They've been poisoned. And this is all part of my journey and my story, because I ask God for incredible things, or love for incredible things, okay? So that I could heal me and through everything we're going through, and my family and my pets at the most profound levels possible. And I'm going to share with you tonight a huge chunk of my journey. Well, it is definitely a huge chunk, because it's one of my go-tos, okay? Because I have now chronic metabolic problems, which I've always had, but I never really realized we had them, because as we're young, right, or younger, our body is healthier because it's not as older or doesn't have as many toxins, and it isn't as worn as when we get older. So sickness isn't indicative of old age. Sickness is indicative of poisons. Make that known. All right. So you can say through the choices you make, but the world at this time, in the collective, in the consciousness, and in the collective consciousness, what you have going on out here in society, that big incredible darkness, it is poisoning you through the foods, through the meats. Look at the stuff you're eating, through the Roundup. I have tons of stories that are in reference to this. So tonight we're going to talk about this right off the bat. I'm just going to say hi to everybody. I'm going to answer your question, because one of the biggest tools that I've had has been in my metabolism. It's been in my intestines. It's been in my gallbladder, my liver, my metabolic, my endocrine, my digestive system. Okay, so this is really important. So these are some of the greatest tools that I've discovered that are going to help all of you. All of you. If you do your own research, I'm going to share this with you, like I said, and they're going to help all of you on your journey to your best wellness, and they will save you. I guarantee it. If I could, with God and love. Okay? If you research this stuff and you feel it's the best for you and you use it, I guarantee it's going to bring you to some really great health experiences and your best health through everything that we're going through, far better than most of the stuff that's out there in allopathic medicine. Doesn't mean that it can't help you out there, but this is the God's honest truth, and this is what we do and teach. So I'm going to share these things with you because it will save you a ton of money, a ton of grief, a ton of heartache, anxiety, going to different doctors, and all this other crap that you don't really need to do if you just know that your body heals itself naturally, if you have the right tools, the right amounts of it to take in terms of medicines or dosages and things like that. If you have all the right tools, you can be well naturally, right? So tonight, this is one of the things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about enzymes. We're going to talk about some fantastic products for, like I said, your liver, your gallbladder, your kidneys, your spleen, and as well as not only are they holistic medicines, but they're things like this heating pad, right? This is a fantastic tool for aching and pains, and when you're feeling miserable, right, you chuck it in the microwave, and it doesn't have the long-term side effects that a heater has, like an electric blanket or an electric heater, where if you put it on you too long, your body temperature can get up, and I can end up with a migraine because I'm so sensitive, right? It could be around my head if I put it, or I get too hot in the night and I forget, or I fall asleep and I forget that it's on and I don't have it on a timer. So this is a fantastic tool because 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes max, usually the hot is out of it, right? And you can always reapply it, which is fantastic for those aches and pains in your bones, in your body, in your back, in your muscles, and it will bring more oxygen to those spaces, all right? It will help to relax those things, help to calm you and relax you, which is a fantastic tool, because when you're hurting, right, you're strung out. When you're hurting, you don't feel good. And I'm speaking from my own experiences. This is all a huge chunk of my story, and this is how, right, God or love has sent me all of these products, because it's ask and you shall receive. That's what I do. What is the best products to help me, God? I'm in miserable pain. How do I heal my gallbladder? How do I stop, the symptoms of having massive diarrhea, massive bloat, unhealthy bowel movements. I mean, you name it, this all comes with that. And that's what happens when your immune system tanks, and you have stealth pathogens like what has happened with the COVID shot, with mold sickness, right? What happens is it attacks you in all different areas. Like I said, in your bones, in your blood, it's everywhere. And when you put a heating pad on it here, like this is my story, right? I'll put a heating pad on my back where my shoulder is bothering me, where my liver is bothering me, and then a couple hours later, the pain or the sickness has moved somewhere else in my body. It's incredible stuff, and I can feel it. And then let's say my knee is stuck or like a rock. Do you see? So this is what I'm talking about. Or I might have a headache, or I might be sick to my stomach, and I might not feel well. So all these things cycle around as we're trying to get rid of the toxins in our body. But we need to give our bodies the support, that our organs need, and that it needs across the board. And how do you do that? By multiple vitamins, minerals, herbs, and tools of natural medicine, as well as earth world tools as well. Sometimes it's pillows between my legs, sometimes it's heating pads, like I said, and sometimes it's less blankets, sometimes it's more blankets, sometimes it's pillows behind my head, behind my back, so depending on what I have going on, along with all the holistic medicine products that you can imagine that we're going to talk about into the future, because I'm going to tell you the truth about the brand names, the truth about who's the best products out there, the truth about what works. And I'm not just going to give you one, I'm going to give you many, because in the times that are coming, as we all go down this road, and I've already been through so much of it, basically, allopathic medicine is going to be about emergency critical care, and I already feel it already is. So that's when I go there for something I need in an emergency. Or, whether my daughter has a toothache, as we've done before and talked about in the past, or, there's other things going on that I might need a blood test for, an x-ray for, or I might feel that I'm guided by God or love to go in and see what's happening in my knee, to see what's going on there, and I might get an x-ray or a CAT scan or an MRI, right? Or I might need, God forbid, right? I might need an allopathic pharmaceutical medicine too for my journey, right? I'm in the moment, like if I'm in too much pain or I can't work, I might need, God forbid, like I said, a prednisone. But sometimes those things are good for you in the moment till you can get out of that toxic inflammation space and get on a better healing path. It's what I call emergency critical care, okay? And sometimes you have to go to those spaces, like when you get in an accident or you get cut or you have to have surgery. But more often than not, right, with chronic medicine, chronic problems, right? And when I say chronic medicine, I mean chronic problems, meaning health issues. It didn't happen overnight, and it's been there for a while. And we either don't see it, we get so busy in our lives, we don't address it, we don't see what's going on, and we don't know, right? That so much is the truth. And then when we go to the doctors more often than not, as I've said before, talk to us like we're stupid, take a mental illness pill because you're a hypochondriac. You don't know what you're talking about. Like if you went to the doctor and you said, well, I feel different since I got the inoculation or I got the shot, and the doctor's gonna be like, yeah, well, I don't believe that, or why don't you take some kind of antidepressant and go see a therapist, because that's not true. But who is he to say that that's not true? You know your body. You know your health. You talk to God. You talk to love. You know what's right in your heart. Just like you know if you're a mother or a father when there's something not right with your kid, your pet, the people you love. You fucking know. So don't let anybody else tell you that. No matter what position, prestige, elitist, garbage, crap they may fill your head up with. And don't let them make you feel bad about you. Because your health is super important and you're your best advocate. And this all here that I'm sharing again tonight is my journey, and we're going to talk to you about these products, and we're going to help you improve your digestion, right, and everything to do with your health across the board as we go through time and talk about all the great products and all the great things that I am going to share with you from my experiences. Again, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm giving you wisdom so that you can take this, talk to God about what is best for you, and then no matter what happens in these times, let's say, excuse me, The doctors or the hospitals are inundated as time goes on with patients, and you can't get the care you need. Well, then you're going to be going to some other kind of doctor, some other kind of healer, some other kind of facility, or you're going to rely on the products and the wisdom that we've taught you here. And if you're wise, you'll stock up on this shit. You'll have at least 2 or 3 bottles or more than that for trade, to help yourself, to help your family in these times. Because just as important as food is your natural products for natural healing. It's great if you can grow a garden and have your own tools and know all about herbs and have books on that. Fantastic. But it's always wise to have every bit of everything that you can possibly have, including, like we do, our own pharmacy with all kinds of really cool products, right, in it. Okay? Not just to help me and my family, but to help my clients who come to me, because I'm getting more and more clients that nobody can help because they're so fucking sick. And again, I am not a doctor. I'm a medical intuitive. I talk to love to get the best answers for my health, for lifetimes. And when I say my house, right, my family, my pets, and people come to me for their pets, their families, right? Because usually when they've worn out everything else that's out there, just like me, just like my story, and I was suffering bad still. I'm talking to God all the time. Okay, God, okay, love, what are the best tools here that's going to make me well? I have bursitis, or my shoulder, or I have, tendinitis, or my arm is burning up, or I have a rheumatoid arthritis. I'm not feeling well. I'm having, agita, or what do you call that? Food repeating, is it hiatal hernia, right? So there's multiple different things. It could be anything and everything, but you are going to learn the greatest tools for whatever happens and whatever comes in bits and pieces, or if we do the 6 and 12 medical intuitive show again. And remember, everything physical is metaphysical, right? I had to go through everything that I have gone through, this whole very, very rough sickness with me and my family for the past 4 years, to learn that I have to take care of my body in its entirety, right? I have to pay attention to my body and my soul and my mental health and my spirit, all that I am. And I have to be aware of how to be well, right? If I'm having a pain, if I'm having an accident, what is the best things and tools for this? And this is super important again, because what's coming in the future, you might not have a doctor, and what if they shut off the phones, right? And I don't have my show, with the AI and the crazy shit that's going on. And this is also why we have the shopping center and we go out in the world so we can be around people, we can help people, we can bring you the solutions, as well as there's lots of other fantastic people out here on the internet. But you have to ask God for those people, or love for those people and those energies to help and assist you with your best health, just like all the other tools. The financial people will tell you things, other people who are influencers and commentary people on the internet have their own shows. There's lots of great wisdom. But again, you must always talk to love to make the best choices for you, and listen and feel in your heart. Excuse me. See, just like that cough. So right now I'm having a little, phlegm, right? And it's all part of all the sickness that I got going on. But the doctor be like, oh, you just have a cold. You just have a cold. Not really. Not really. I'm detoxing, right? And when I detox, or I go through this mold sickness that I'm going through and all the other poisons that I got going on, right? As I go through this process, sometimes I can't breathe. Sometimes I have a hard time breathing. Sometimes I'm coughing. Sometimes I have massive mucus, right? Could be in my chest, could be in my head. Problems going to the bathroom. You name it. I mean, this is the stuff that's going on with these kinds of sicknesses. And the issue is we have to address each and everything individually while we address our overall health. So if I'm taking vitamins and minerals and herbs for my health, right? And then all of a sudden my gallbladder starts to ache. And, excuse my French, and my bowels, the stuff coming out of my body, right, in my bowels, my bowel movements is yellow, right? I got a problem. And it goes on for like 2 weeks, or even let's hope not 2 weeks, because let's hope I get on it before then. But that's the tools and gifts we're going to share with you today. It's not going to go on for months or weeks like it can with people who don't have the right tools to help them get well. All right, and it's super, super important. So I might have all kinds of problems here in my gallbladder. Well, I need to address that along with my overall health, and along with getting the toxins out of my body with the binders and the antivirals and the anti-mold stuff, and whatever medicine God or love and my soul leads us to. All right, holistic, tools out here in Earth World like we talked about. And by the way, just a little segment here. My sister makes these. This is those heating pads. We have an astrology one. I don't know if you can see on here, but there's all these little stars, and there's all the patterns of, like, what do you call that in space? The star patterns. Constellations. Star yes. Patterns. Yeah, star patterns, right? So there's all of these, in here in this little lovely design. It's one of those microwave heating pads, has rice in it, I believe. Jennifer makes these. She made some fantastic ones that were astrological, a beautiful astrological material, and they flew out of the shop. So we do sell them here. You can custom order them here. You know who Jennifer is. She's my sister. She makes beautiful stuff. She is what I call, what is the word? What do you call for the art that you do? There's a name for it.
Fiber artist?
Fiber artist, yes. She's a fiber artist. I don't want to say sewer girl, but but she does amazing work, just playing. So she does amazing work, and you can order them here through her as well, FYI. You can order smaller ones. This is a nice big one, as you can see. We make them in half sizes. She makes them for your eyes, for your head, different areas of your body, for depending on what you need, okay? So, but it's a great tool. And just like our shopping center, we have all kinds of natural healing products to help and assist you, and if you work with me, the same thing, then you have access to all my wisdom and all the pharmacy that we have as well. And I just want to share that to everybody. Plus, we got a fantastic energy chiropractor who is super fucking intelligent through the roof, and that's Dr. Steve. He's fantastic, and he does amazing work chiropractically, energetically, in terms of his art in his field. He's amazing, and he also, you can make appointments with him here as well. His usual day is Saturday. Try to get him on a Saturday for your appointment, because he likes that day. Okay, he likes the day off too, right? On Sundays and stuff. So I just want to share that with you. Plus, we have Laura, who does incredible energy work. She does bars, she does Reiki, she does cranial sacral, right? Laura Mirabili. Okay, she has an office with us down here too, as does Steve. Okay, so this is all part of what we do. We also do mental health, remove patterns, do counseling. So we do mental health, we do addiction, we do family counseling, as well as all of your traditional earth world metaphysical stuff like psychic readings, talking to people who have crossed over. So I call that working with the healing of crossing over, for sure, because that's a healing art as well. When people pass away, or it's hard for all of us, because grief is a really powerful emotion, and we hurt in our hearts. So we do across the board. We're a full service healing center. I do the medical intuitive, as you know. We do the show. We teach everything God or love by being guided from this, okay, from this energy. And anything I can do, you can do. We teach the ask and you shall receive, which is the authentic Christ formula from the beginning of time. Not in the way that people think, not necessarily in the religious patterns and ways, but working with love, asking for things, thinking for things, being grateful for those things. And there's a whole protocol and way that we teach here to do it. And you guys all know that. And this is all part of our gifts. And you can clear those patterns out. You heal in here, you heal out here. The reason I am getting better, whether people really see it or not, because it takes a long ass time to heal from mold sickness. It's one of those demons that earth world doctors can't help you out. You have to figure out what you got to do. You got to get the toxins out of your house. You got to throw away half your shit. It really was a life-changing experience. We lost half of our shit in our house, and then it's almost like truly that you almost have no recourse with the landlords and the old buildings, and because nobody wants to fix their shit. Nobody wants to be responsible. Nobody wants to pay for anything. Nobody wants to be accountable. This is the world we live in. And then it's like, too bad for you that you and your family are sick and you can't live here. You can pay the $2,000 in rent every fucking month because you signed a lease. You see, this is the kind of shit that goes on out there. Okay, and this is no joke. When you have to deal with all this, and you have to figure it out. When you become sick, you have to figure out, what the hell just happened to me? What is going on? What did I miss? What didn't I see? And that's how you end up a lot of times in the emergency room and with your traditional earth world doctors, because you're trying to figure it out through blood tests, through this, through their science, which is not necessarily the God's honest truth of the science of what is the truth of God, the God's honest truth of how things truly work, right? There's just like my intent, it has everything to do with their intent. If they really want to help people, and with their science, what's going on in the world wouldn't be happening in the way that it is. Doesn't mean that there's not good things in science. There absolutely is. And we've talked about this, so I don't want to keep beating a dead horse. I want to move on here, but I want to share with you that, you have to get rid of the pathogens. There's so many things going on here when you become sick, as you go through that healing journey and process, and you have to learn what's going to work for you, but you got to learn what's going on too, or you can't do nothing about it, right? It makes it that much harder when the doctor says to you, oh, well, you have autoimmune. Well, there's hundreds of thousands of autoimmune diseases, and you happen to have one, so go to a rheumatologist or go to an autoimmune specialist or an internal medicine specialist and get back to me. Let them figure it the fuck out, right? And you're just like, what the fuck just happened here? They're like, sorry, can't help you. And then you can't get an appointment for 6 to 8 months out. Meanwhile, your liver's falling apart. Your gallbladder's falling apart. You can't function. You can't walk. You can't move. You're vomiting. You name it. I mean, all these terrible health symptoms. But, you got to wait 6 months, 8 months. Or you go back to the emergency room 10 times, as we did. And we went through the children's hospital. We did all kinds of tests, and they constantly told us, your daughter's not having seizures, right? Because this is the medicine that they teach. This isn't the truth of all that is God, that is love, that is medicine or healthcare. It is not. The God's honest truth comes from here. You want it, you ask for it. And I'm going to share my wisdom of what the God's honest truth has brought to me to share with you guys. Okay, and I'm going to share this tonight. And I'm going to keep on sharing shit, whether we do another show or not. I have to figure it out, because we have so many things going on as we're trying, like everybody else here in these times, we're working on keeping it going, keeping our things going, and one thing at a time, always guided by love. Regardless of what happens out here, it is love in our hearts that shows us the way in talking to God or love. Okay? That said, I'd like Rachel, I know it was long-winded, and I just want to say, but important. So I just want to ask you guys, who's here tonight, and I want to say hi to everybody. And thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you.
We got a good bit of people tonight.
Awesome.
We got Teresa and Andrew.
Hey, Teresa and Andrew, thanks for coming.
We got Dee, Nikki, and Kathy Warmack.
Okay, all my traditionals. Thank you, guys.
We have Greg and Amber. And we also have...
Awesome. Hey, Craig. Hey, Amber. Good to see you guys.
We have Devin Hart, who I believe was in the shop earlier today.
Okay. Hey, Devin, glad you can make it. Thanks for coming. And that's so funny that Devin is here, because we get so many people that travel around the country and they stop in here. They're like, oh, we're from Missouri, or we're from Michigan, or we're from Pennsylvania, right? Wherever they're from. And then they come in here. They're like, we always go to a spiritual shop wherever we're going, So they end up in here. And believe it or not, that's a huge chunk of our business. People come in here because Virginia Beach is really a vacation area. So a lot of our people come from everywhere else. Plus, as many of you know, I've gone all over the country. I do lectures, I do shows, I do events, I do all kinds of work to help people with the work that we do. But I get out there so that the people can come to us, so that people know about us. And now we've had to revamp and redo, but you know what? We got God, and we're going to keep on going, just like you guys are. And we are building a community. And that's also what you need to know about our shopping center. Like I said, we do donations, and if people need anything in terms of food or what is the word I'm looking for, food or assistance in any way, shape, or form, come see us. You can email us, you can call us and find out. We'll see and find out how we can help you. But simple things like groceries, we definitely have. You could call, tell us, have us put together some bags for you so you can take with you, because in these times it's no joke. We're all about helping people. All right. And you will know that what we do is the truth by what we do and say, and every day in our lives and in our shows, and who we are. Who we are truly is reflected in what we do out here, what we do for ourselves, what we do to help others, okay, and what we do every day in our lives. Nothing is a better teacher of the truth of energy and the truth of people and all that is than what people are doing. Same thing with the New World Order and the what is it, a New World Order and the health organization, all that crap that's doing the stuff that they're doing, right? You see out here what's going on. You see it. It happens in Earth World. You can't miss it. The truth about the character and what's going on is coming out in everything that they're doing, and it will continue to do so because truth of God or love always comes out in our reality. Okay. That said, thanks everybody again for coming. Get your questions ready. Get your questions ready.
Too.
What?
We got a few more people.
Okay, we got more, Rachel says. Okay.
We have Lisa, Sarah Sutra, Dolce, and Angelic Mothering.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for coming. Cool. You guys, I haven't seen a few a year, but I'm super grateful. Super grateful. Thank you. All right. Anybody else, or that's it for tonight?
That's it
for now.
So far.
Okay. All right. So we talked about all of this. So what I'd like to do is, how much time do we have, Ray? I know I started talking.
It's 7:50, so we got about an hour-ish.
Fantastic. And how many questions do we have from last week?
We have quite a few, but only one person that's here tonight.
Okay, so we're just going to take one of their questions. All right, and this is one of the things we do, so you guys know. If you have a question that you asked from last week, if you're not on the show the following week, we won't answer your questions until you're on the show, because otherwise you're going to have to go through like 2.5 years of videos to find that answer, like a needle in the haystack for your question or whatever wisdom you wanted to know. Okay, so just FYI. So if you have an older question from an older show, we will put it on, but not on. In other words, we'll answer your question, but not until you are present in the show that we are on and doing. Will we answer that for you? So just to let you know. Okay, that way you don't have to waste time going back in time to try to find it. It'll be right there when you're there. Okay, so thank you so much. All right, and then we don't have any questions for tonight yet, or we do?
We have one question for tonight.
Okay, so what I'd like to do with this time is I'd like to talk to you for probably the next 15 or 20 minutes about the great products that I have found. And again, do your research, do your homework. But if nobody teaches us, we don't know. And you could go through 100 products, millions of products, thousands of dollars to find the right products. So this is why the work that I'm doing here is super, super important. Because if it doesn't work for me, is it how it may work for you, but things work at different levels, at different vibrations for different people, right? But the way I see it is I've acquired 5 or 10 different products for the same and variations of the same things for you to, let's say, I don't want to say treat would be the word, but for me to assist myself in my best health, let's say with my gallbladder. I could name at least 3 or 4 different things, actually probably 10, right, that could help me right away if my gallbladder is acting up and I'm having problems, right? Where in the old world, the first thing I would have done is run to the doctor. The doctor would be like, you need pills and you need your gallbladder removed. And I know at least 5 people who have done that. All right, just literally had their gallbladder removed. And I knew in my heart it wasn't necessary. But again, we all have to make our own decisions for our own best health care. So again, always talk to love. All right, that said, I'm going to share with you some of the best products that I have discovered that are fantastic, all right, and some of the wisdom that I have learned with them. There is a company called, so get your pens and your paper out for those of you who are interested that don't save my show, or you can always see the replays, though, on my YouTube. They're on YouTube, all my lives, okay? Right now on my YouTube channel, which is Practical Spirituality Live with Lynn Rene MacDonald, okay? So here they are, Complete Natural Products. That's the name of the company. They have fantastic stuff, but I am only reviewing these kinds of products. They're liquids today for the most part, because these are the ones that I've had the most obvious success with, okay? For sure, okay? For sure. Like I literally felt a difference within an hour of taking it, okay? If not right away, or I would feel it start to working right away, which is super important when your gallbladder is hurting like a motherfucker, or your liver, and you're miserable, and you're keeled over, and you can't sleep at night, and you're trying to put all these pillows underneath you, and you're just like, oh my God, get that heating pad, right? And you're just rotten miserable. So these have been dynamite saviors for me. Now again, you have to know how to use them, what to do with them, okay? You can contact the company. They have a lot of great guidance. They have a lot of great guidance on the back of the product as well. I'm not being like I'm not doing like any kind of endorsements here that I'm being paid for. I'm speaking from my own wisdom and the products that I have found that have been fantastic in terms of helping me be well, helping me function, helping me have the best health. Okay, and this company is called Complete Natural Products. They're not paying me anything. You can ask them. so I'm laughing because you know how companies are. No, I'm sorry, we can't give you a discount if you get us people. I'm like, touche, back at you, you know. That said, this is called Gallbladder Complete. Okay, this is the gallbladder natural product that I love and that I use for me like all the time. All right, and based on my story and how debilitated I became during this whole thing, anytime my liver, my kidneys, my gallbladder acts up, I use these kind of products. Kidney Complete, the same company. Their liquids are fantastic, and this too. This is going to be great. Liver Complete, great for acute stuff, and great for long-term healing for me. Okay. Have to say for me, you know, because you know how it works with all the bullshit in the world. I've probably crossed the boundaries many times already because I can't even help it, because my job is to teach the fucking truth from love, and that's it. All right, so however, as you've seen, they also have a Gallbladder Complete, a Kidney Complete, and a Liver Complete. They also have a Urinary Tract Complete. They also have a what is it, the other one, uric acid. All right, and I want to share all these things because all these products have helped me immensely. From everything from creaking painful joints, I like god-awful pain, and rock-hard knees. All right, everything from horrific diarrhea for days, yellow poop, I mean, super unhealthy stuff, undigested stuff, I mean, you name it. This is the stuff that happens when your gallbladder and your liver aren't functioning right because they're sick or they're not well. What happens is you can't digest your stuff, you can't digest your fats, or you have a hell of a time doing it, and then you don't get the nutrition that you need, and then the stuff gets reabsorbed back in your body and you're even more poisoned. So you have to really help yourself, okay? And do the research on everything that I'm saying here. I've already done it. And I'm putting it in layman's terms for you, and I'm sharing this with you so that you can do it for you, and giving you this wisdom so you can look into these products for your best health if you choose to, okay? Now, there is directions on the bottle of how to take it. There's long-term, there's short-term. What I do is I talk to God all the time about the best dosage for me. That's what I recommend. If you don't know what that is, you know you can PM me, and I'll talk to you in reference to these things, okay? But we're going to put that over here, and I just want to put that out there for those of you especially who are new, who are having a hard time trusting your intuition and aren't sure about things, right? Well, always you can stick to what's on the bottle, right? But you know, but I like for me, I took it like I alternated, right? God said to me, okay, you got to alternate, do the liver, then the gallbladder, then the liver, and then the next day I would do liver, then gallbladder, then liver, and then I might do another one. Like if I'm having a hard time in the middle of the night, I might take a shot of it as well. Can you grab me that measuring cup, Sophia, so I can show them?
The bigger one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it would be in a little cup, right? A lot of them come with this 30 ml one. And then you just pour that stuff right in there, right? And I suggest that there's 2 different size bottles. And this is one of my things that I learned about the expenses here, because the smaller bottle is not going to be as economical for you as the larger bottle. And they have like 4 ounce, I think, and they have 8 ounce and 16 ounce. If you're going to really want to be well, you're going to need to do it for a certain amount of time, because you didn't get sick overnight, so you're going to have to make some kind of commitment to it. But it's going to start to work right away. That's how you know shit works, just like any medicine. Anything that isn't in terms of your health. Like you go to the doctor, he gives you a medicine, you take it, and you're like, yeah, doctor. 2 days later, you're like, yeah, I'm not really feeling any better. In fact, I'm feeling worse. Sometimes that can happen. Then you know that particular drug, or 4 days later, if you wait that long, isn't working for you. So the stuff that works for you, you're going to know it right away in the acute situations. And that's why I love the cell salts, because you can use these biochemic cell salts for the same purposes. You just got to know how to and the way to. Talk to God. You can always PM me. You can learn from here. You can PM me with anything you want to know. Go ahead, Jen.
Teresa Courtney Lloyd says, who makes that?
Makes what?
I'm assuming the last product you mentioned.
The cell salts?
No, before that, I think the liquids.
The liquids, as I said in the beginning, since maybe you weren't here, Complete Natural Products. That's the name of the website. They got a lot of good stuff on there. You can go take a look, see what works for you. But tonight, I'm just reviewing and sharing my story about the products that work the best across the board, because I'm sick of fucking being sick, and I have tried fucking everything. I have done fucking everything, and I'm still going through the process, and I'm going to share with you all the wisdom that I can, because it sucks to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars or thousands of dollars on medicines and not be well and be miserably sick. So if I can help all you guys and as many people out there, you know, from wasting all your money on fucking products and shit that doesn't work, then boy, what a great job I've done. A great job I've done, because I've saved so many people, not just from that, but from having to go to the hospital and spend thousands of dollars sometimes if they don't need to, right? I'm sure the pharmaceutical and the doctor agencies and big pharma and shit is going to love my show tonight. But I don't care. I don't care, because truth needs to be told. Truth needs to be told. And they're not telling you about this shit. They don't teach you about this shit. And even so many of the homeopathic practitioners and shit and all these different formulas of medicine, they get this shit on. They're all arrogant. You can't even talk to them. Well, I'm the doctor. Fuck you. Fuck you. Really. Why can't you just be a human being and work with people and say, you know what? You are your best health advocate, because that's the truth. That's the truth. And I respect you if you would just be decent, a human being to me. Yeah. Because that's what we've lost in all kinds of healthcare. It's not just that homeopathic is the greatest, right? All medicine is the greatest when you work with God or love. And the challenge is, more often than not, the dark egos that we have in this reality, in the medical field and in healthcare and everywhere that you have that tend to grow. They grow like weeds, you know, at any kind of high or prestigious position. Doctors, lawyers, you know, any kind of position of some form of authority, the New World Order, for example, you know, politics, all of that shit, right? Because they're all fucking demons, so many of them, and you know, because the ones that really give a shit are going to talk to you like a human being. They're going to be in their hearts. They're going to be the best at what they do, and they're going to give a shit about you. Know that, okay? And so the smaller bottle is this one. It's not the better deal if you were looking for long-term healing right away, because this isn't going to last you for shit compared to the bigger one, right? So you would get the ones that you would need, let's say for your kidneys or your liver or your gallbladder, whatever you have symptoms of. You could talk to God about that. You do your research about that. You can always PM me and I will gladly assist you. If you want to do an appointment with me, you can. You don't have to. I'm not telling you you have to. If you feel like it and you're guided by God or love, then you do. I got plenty of shit on my plate right now. If you want to work with me, you can. You know, my door is always open for everybody from love. But that's also why I'm doing the show. So you don't need me, and you don't need all this other shit out there. And you have everything you need going into the future for your best health, no matter what happens. Whether you grow your own herbs and make your own tinctures and do all of that, which we do a lot of that too, or work with essential oils or vitamins or stones or minerals or products that are out there now that you can stock up on and have and use, right? So we have a liver one, we have a kidney one, we have a gallbladder one. Fantastic. These are fantastic tools for you. The directions are on the bottle, like I said, but I told you what I'm doing for my long-term healing, but everybody is different, okay? So, and it's incredible how much these things help me instant. The other thing is that I do right away is I would take some of this with my food, because they tell you, you know, you take it like a half hour before your food. Sometimes I take it with my food if I forget. Sometimes I take it in the middle of the night if I'm hurting. And then the other thing I do is my homeopathic cell salts, because I want relief. And then, my heating pad, right? My forever heating pad, instantly. All of these things are acute, and many of them, like this and this, are long-term. They will all help for your long-term healing and acutely right away. You see, that's the problem with allopathic medicine. They've all wanted to help you right away, so they just address the symptoms, right? Which is what we're doing with all of these tools. 1, 2, 3, right? We're doing that with all these tools. We're addressing your acute issues, but we're also addressing the underlying problem of what's going on with this to help you heal it. And then we would take a look at your overall health and whatever else is going on in there as well. So we make sure, if we did a whole health consult and everything, we make sure we address everything. Because while this stuff will help you be well for a little while, it's just another piece in the puzzle. If you don't have all the pieces to the puzzle, you're going to have recurring symptoms. Excuse me. You have the propensity to have recurring symptoms and recurring problems down the road, right? So if you eat a whole lot of, let's say, fried foods, your liver is going to ache. Your liver, you may be angry and cranky because your liver, right, it carries a fuck ton of metaphysical in it. So it has anger in it, right? So I remember I used to eat a bag of chips, and every fucking time I ate a bag of chips, like an hour later or within an hour, I would get like really in a pissy mood and I'd be really angry. And that energy came right from my liver. Do you see? So, but what would I do? I would work with these things to heal that, to change that. Do you see? And so, that said, the same thing with the salts. There's formulas with all these cell salts, right? Your mineral salts, right? Your biochemic tissue salts, right? This whole pack here that I've always told you guys, right? What I use, I'm going to tell you what I use, which love tells me, God tells me, speaks to me about. What I use for my spleen is numbers 2, 7, and 9. Okay, what I use for my gallbladder as well. Hold on. I use 2, 7, and 9, and then also for my spleen, I will use that for both of them, but I will also use 2, 6, 3, okay, for my spleen. 2, 6, and 3, and then I will use, let me see, 4, 10, and 11 for my liver. Okay, now each thing has different symptoms. You will feel pain in your shoulder, pain in your back, pain in your lower back, pain in your left side, right underneath your breast, let's say, or your chest. You will know what organ is having an issue, and you will also know by your symptoms, right? Listen and pay attention. Do your research, okay? So you have the best tools always for whatever happens in your future, right, for your health, and you'll know where to go, what to research, and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to talk to God, you're going to talk to love. Is this what's going on? You can always PM me, right? And of course, always, like I always say, like they always tell you in Earth World, I'm not a doctor. You feel you need to go to your doctor, you do. You do, okay? However, these are the tools that I use that help me, and so there you have it. I'm going to share that with you. So I'm going to use these. I'm going to use these if I need to, depending on the challenges I'm having. But I may have eaten a bunch of fried shrimp or foods that let's say it's my daughter's birthday and we have a big party and there's all this delicious food that I don't normally eat, and then I eat it all, and then I'm like, oh my God, I'm all bloated. I'm having a hard time digesting. I don't feel good. This is those times when these tools are going to help you massively. Okay, that said, the other thing, and I want to credit Dr. Steve with this because he's the guy who really taught me about enzymes and standard process and hydrochloric betaine. He really is. He's a huge wealth of medical wisdom. Okay, he's our chiropractor again. This is Stan and our energy worker. He's just an incredible guy. Does amazing, beautiful work. All right, so betaine hydrochloride, your standard process. Okay, this is standard process. This is another thing, and pure digestive enzymes, ultra with betaine, HCI. These are tools. These are enzymes. Look them up. They will help you digest your food, because if you're having problems with these things, your liver and your gallbladder, you're having problems 9 out of 10 times with this. Okay, so this is just enzymes. Okay, and so enzymes are going to help you when you eat. You take those enzymes for you with your food. I tend to take extra depending on what I need, so I'll take 2 of these and I'll take 2 of these, right? The pure ones, okay? Just so you know, and you can always PM us if you want to find out. Stop the video, right? You stop the video and write it down, screenshot it for now, So you have the information that you need, okay? You can always ask me about it. Again, do your research. I also like this quick enzyme, which is a papaya enzyme chewable. It's tasty. It's like a little candy, since I try not to eat a lot of sugars and candies and junk, right? I love this by Carlisle, this papaya chewable enzyme. You can take 3 of those. Like, let's say you're not eating a full meal, but you're out. These are great because if you just, like, let's say you had like a snack, like an apple or something, or some popcorn, those are great. These are great enzymes to take when you're running and running somewhere, or you can't really get to your medicines, and or you're healing. When I say medicines, meaning your healing tools like these, okay? Or your health assistance tools like these. So I take these, and these are great. So if I'm not eating a lot, I will use these as well. So enzymes are the other thing, right? And also you can go with Standard Process. I'm going to give you some great brand names. Standard Process, Pure. This particular company is Carlisle. Okay, so there's a lot of good companies out there. I like Nature's Sunshine as well. Again, you get what you pay for, and I'm not going to lie to you. This shit is not cheap, right? It's like for I want to say 90 capsules of the Pure, it's about $65 for this bottle, and you get 180. It's $90 to $100. Okay, I'm not shitting you. This stuff is expensive, but right? What isn't expensive in this world? Do you want to spend $5,000 on your doctor care? And in the end, you're doing it with your insurance, right? You may be doing it with your insurance. They don't cover half the shit. You're paying for a massive deductible, right? And in the end, if you just went to a holistic practitioner and you got on some of this stuff, you might be surprised how little it costs when you put everything together. If you're with somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing and not guessing, guessing cold call, cold call guessing. Oh, I think this would help you. I think that would help you. You want to find somebody like me who knows what the fuck is going on, who knows what your shit is, who has these gifts, who has, what do I want to say? Has the earth world experience from lifetimes, okay? And I know that's hard to find out here with the metaphysical, but has the experience, and you feel it in their energy, you talk to God, you ask God, is this person, the best practitioner for me? Do you see? Because they'll have you on tons of shit. My idea is to get to spend you to spend the least on the most quickest, easiest, best tools from love to help you be well. Not necessarily what the doctor's going to give you and all the extra tests that they're going to say, well, it could be this and it could be 35,000 other things. So let's do all of these tests, $25,000 worth of tests, right? To figure out what the fuck is wrong with you when you don't even really need that. Truth be told, we've all been there. You know what I'm talking about? Just like I spend like probably 20 grand in back allopathic medical bills that I still got to pay off because this is the fucking world we live in. It's ridiculous. I don't want that for me. I don't want that for my kids. I don't want that for anybody. I don't even know if you know it. We're going to, assisted living facilities and we're helping the elderly or older people, right, learn about shit like this so that maybe their fortunes and their wealth and their health isn't going to be raped like what's happening in the world. For you, for your families, for your mom and dad, for their grandparents, for my children, for all of us. It's no joke. This is the truth about what's going on. It absolutely is. So, this said, these are some fantastic tools tonight that you can use. If you don't know how, do your research. Again, you can always PM me. That's what I'm here for. I will gladly help you. And talk to God, talk to love. Feel in your heart what is right for you. You are your own best health advocate. And you can always second it with, seeing what I have to say. I'm not telling you what to do. Follow your heart. You are your own medical advocate. Okay, again, I'm a medical intuitive, so where my information comes from is up here. It comes from God, angels, love, and the purer my soul, the more I have the ability to do this, and the more I am right on all the time, because that's how the metaphysical law works of love. And I'm always talking to God. I'm always making sure that I got my shit right, because, God forbid, what if I don't? What if I told somebody the wrong thing, or something that wasn't the best thing for them, right? Yeah, so we really got to be on it. All of us do, for our best health and with everything we do in our lives. As long as we're in our heart, we're doing our work, our souls with love will lead us to everything that we need. It is the Christ formula. It is ask and you shall receive, right? Literally. Yep. Okay, so that said, Does anybody out here have any questions about what I'm talking about today with all of this cool stuff?
We did have somebody ask, her name is Jacqueline,
Yes.
if there's anything for vertigo.
Okay, there is lots of stuff for vertigo that you can do. For vertigo, we have a product called White Flower. I don't know if we have any over there. Could you grab me one, Soph?
Yeah.
All right, you can put that on the back of your neck. All right, you can literally apply that to the back of your neck. I'm going to show you that. It is, I believe it is, it may be a Chinese base because I've studied with all different kinds of medicines. This is, I think this is, it might be a Chinese medicine product, but it's a great company. It is White Flower. It's an analgesic topical balm. Okay, so it tells you what's on it right on the back. This is fantastic. This is fantastic for migraines too. You put this on the back of your neck, you apply it, the back of your neck. All right, but it is powerful. Okay, it is absolutely hugely powerful. Little is more. Okay, and you want to keep it away from your eyes. So you want to do it on the back of your neck, on the top where your neck meets your back. All right, you can do it right up to your hairline. You can do it behind your ears and down here. And then I take a little bit that's left and put it on my temples. And then sometimes I'll smell it. Fantastic for migraines. This will help you with the dizziness and stuff for your neck. And I can also tell you that the chiropractic will do that too. Dr. Steve has helped me plenty of times with that. So this is one of those products that's going to help you. The other one is Young Living Peppermint Oil, which I have here. Okay, so this you can apply right out of the jar topically, and you can always PM me to find out when or how or what you need to know. Okay, and then same thing with, where is it? Do you know where the peppermint oil is? If I have any peppermint around here, it was sitting here, but I haven't found it. Anyways, so we have peppermint oil. Young Living or doTERRA are my favorites because you want a quality brand. Just like we talked about these products, just like we talked about you can buy hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of products that suck and there's all this garbage in them, but you want the ones that work and you want the highest vibrational ones. Thank you, Sophia. So here is a Young Living peppermint, okay, and it comes in a small 5 ml and it comes in a size like this. This is oregano and this is a 15 ml, and oregano is a fantastic antibiotic. Okay, and we'll talk about that too if you're interested in that. But right now, the peppermint, what I do with the peppermint is you're going to do a similar kind of thing that you do with the White Flower. You want to buy doTERRA or you want to buy Young Living or another higher quality brand because you get what you pay for. Remember, you want the guy that's going to do the best job for your best health in the best way, the quickest way, across the board. The other thing is, here's what you do with your oil. This particular thing, let's see, this is my peppermint oil. You see, I have it mixed here. This also is fantastic for your digestive system. It's in here in this cup. This is a mason jar. I have light olive oil, and then I pour a certain amount of peppermint drops in there. If you don't know how many, you can always PM me, or you can ask God yourself what is best, or love yourself, all right? And then you can revalidate it with me if you want. This is all part of what I do, all right? And so I have this mixture here. I open it up, I shake it up, and I have it in glass, okay? And I always do my best to try to store it where it is out of the light so it lasts longer, right? So you put it in your cabinet. So I open this up. Ah, it smells like peppermint. I dip my hand in there. If I have any stomach issues, along with all the other stuff that I've done, if I have any stomach issues, I can put my hand in there, rub this on topically every 15 minutes. Every 15 minutes. In this particular case, a container like this, I put in 17 to 23 drops with my oil. That's what I do. And it's a topical, right? People in the past, they look at me, they're like, I'm not drinking that. I'm like, you're not supposed to drink it, you jackass. Will you just give me a minute to tell you, right? So the bottom line is, this is a great topical for your stomach all over. If you have stomach cramps, stomach pains, bloating, nausea, constipation, diarrhea, you name it, anything stomach, right? And this is some of the great wisdom I learned from a shaman when I was in my early 30s, years ago. And you can use it on your children too, and you can use it up to every 15 minutes, right? So when I got the flu, I'd be putting this on my stomach, right, if I'm really, really sick, or if I'm having any kind of stomach stuff. But I can also use, cool shit, all these other products too. Because this one I drink in these little cups, right? I take a certain amount, right? This one I do that. This one I take in my mouth subcutaneously. And this one I apply to my stomach out here. right? And this one I apply topically. I mean, look at all these cool things that I'm sharing with you that you can use to be well. So the peppermint oil, for the question that you had with the dizziness, you can dip your hand in there and put it on the back of your neck too, all right? Or you can put it straight up out of the bottle, but I usually do not recommend that because a lot of people have sensitive skin and it burns, okay? Just like oregano is a bear, thieves is a bear. You want to always cut these things if you're going to use them topically, especially with a carrier oil. Okay, so just so you know, the other thing that you can do, which is really cool with oils, I don't know where I have the pills, but I don't know where that is. Okay, so we also use those capsules, little capsules, and so we make our own, basically our own antibiotics with, let's say, the oregano, and the thieves is a natural antiviral. So these are really cool ways and things that I'm going to share with you for this. This is what I have learned from years of experience working with many different holistic practitioners, shamans, doing my own research, always guided by God or love, or God literally tells me all of this stuff as well. I've learned stuff from Dr. Steve. He's been fantastic, super huge wisdom coming from him as well. Just really incredible gifts. So those are two things, right, that you can do for the dizziness as well. The heating pad will also relieve that. Heating pad on the back of your neck. You can use a smaller one, right? So heat. The other thing is the cell salts, okay? For dizziness, what I'm picking up for you is a 2, 3, and a 4. As a general rule, you could do 2, 3, 4, but for everybody, but different problems might change the 2, 3, 4 to like 2, 3, and 7. You might have sinus issues that are giving you some of that dizziness. It might be, it depends on the situation. So, because everybody is individual, but as a general rule, that 2, 3, and 4 is really going to help you bang out the dizziness in your neck, okay? And again, that's these cell salts. So there's a whole load of tools right there that you can have in your home pharmacy to help you with whatever's coming in the future for your acute issues and long term. Okay, the other thing is peppermint tea is great for your stomach too. When I would get migraines, I would vomit and vomit and vomit. If I had a peppermint tea, or I put that peppermint mixture of the oil on my stomach, and boom, really incredible wisdom, right? And again, everything that I am sharing with you is all part of this mad arsenal that I've asked God for, and that's, to be honest with you, that's how I got sick. Because I asked God, I said, I want to be the most super powerful healer I could be, and blah, 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 asking for incredible things. Again, like I've told you. But in order for you to do and be and have incredible wisdom and do incredible things, you have to do the work. You have to go through it in Earthworld to get it. Nothing comes for free, and this is my story, right? When you ask God for things or you ask love for things, be prepared, because very rarely is it like fantasy land where you ask God for $1 million and you have it, and tomorrow you have it. It very rarely works that way. In fact, more often than not, you want it in Capricorn's Earth world, you got to work for it. And sometimes you're going to work for it for a long ass time, because nothing that Capricorn does goes fast, okay? So just to share with you this incredible wisdom, and I'm going to have a fuck ton more too coming in the future, whether it's on this show or if we have the time to do the old show or bring back the 6 and 12. Again, 6 and 12, medical intuitive goes with astrology. The 12th house, everything metaphysical, and your 6th house is your physical health in astrology. They go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other in multiple different ways, whether it's mental illness, physical illness, all right, patterns in your soul that need to be removed so you can be healthy here in your physical body, as well as in order for me to get the answers, I got to clear the blocks in me, to my thinking, to my believing, to my spaces in my soul that block me from having and learning all of this wisdom that I'm sharing with you. If I don't do the fucking energy work, I'm screwed, because I can't get out of the spaces that I'm in. I can't raise my vibration. I can't see past these walls. And this is the thing that nobody ever talks about, or many people don't even realize. It's not just about manifesting in the physical, that I said this prayer so I have this, right? Or I said this prayer and I have this thing over here. It's about clearing that pathway so you can get to that wisdom. Because how did I get to all of this? It's about doing in Earthworld. It's about working with love so that I can clear those blocks in my soul that have these fucked up beliefs and unwellnesses and energetic blocks toxins, many of them, are in my subconscious soul from lifetimes or in the family ancestry, and I'm not even aware that they're there. And then what happens is I can never get well from this mold sickness, or I can never get well truly. And I can never find all the products and things that I need to relieve my pain, to relieve my suffering, to relieve my inflammation, right? To relieve my unwellness. So this is what people don't realize, and a lot of energy practitioners too. You have to know how the whole formula of God or love works, and the best way to do it is by fucking living it, by living it. I am living it. Do you see what I'm saying? So all these tools are incredible wisdom. And again, I'm going to bring more of them to you in the future. Not every show, as you know, is going to be about or as heavy as much as this is about health stuff. But this is going to help all of you be well right the fuck now if you do it. Right? Or if you, meaning do it, meaning look into it. And work with love, work with God, and see where it leads you. I guarantee it, though. I guarantee it. It's going to help you massively, massively. Okay, so, and how do you do it again? You ask love. All right, that said, that's pretty much our health segment for tonight. It's some incredible wisdom. Does anyone else have any other questions? And you can ask me health questions as well. I know all this shit is like taboo, and I'm just going to ask God to be free of any kind of problems with this and sharing the wisdom I do and the way that I talk and all the fucking laws and all that shit. Let me be free of that, God, and just take care of all of us from love in the purest form. And may all these things do wonderful and be the best they can be for all of us always, now and forever, from love. And thank you, God, for that for us, all of this wisdom that I'm sharing today. For me and all who so desire it from love. And thank you, God, for that for us in the purest form of love, in this reality, any reality and all that is. And thank you, God, for that for us. And that's how we do it, right? Okay, that said, anybody have any questions, Ray? Ray and Jen?
With the health stuff?
Yeah.
No, I think we got all the questions so far for the health.
Okay. Fantastic. And let me see. I think I'm going to do some more sage here.
I do think that people were super excited about all the information and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Kathy Warmack was like, "Great information. Good night."
Good. I'm glad. That's really exciting and super important. Does we have more sage over there? Anyone? Do we have more sage? Okay, fantastic. So I'm just going to light some sage and take a little energy break and sage myself. All right. So again, sage is great too for getting other people's energy off of you. So great health information that I wouldn't have if I didn't live it and didn't share my story. So, and there's a lot of really good stuff out there. You know, so check out what, you know, if what you feel in your heart is for you. Listen, if it pops on your, up on your phone, ask love why. Am I supposed to watch this, God? Is this information for me? You know? All right. Alrighty. So I'm saging now because, as you all know, everything is energy and you can get energy on you. It's great for release. It's great to clear out the energy and clear things from you. So this too will help you with your health massively. There's all different kinds. There's sages, there's incenses, and things like that, as many of you already know. I'm just going to really slam myself right now. Okay. Thanks, God, for that for us with this. Thank you. From love. Okay. That said, would you like some, Sophia?
Yes, please.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, so does anybody here have any questions about health stuff? Rachel, Jen, Sophia, or anything with all of this? I know that most of you are already doing what I'm teaching or have already asked multiple questions and things. What about you, Sophia?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment?
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so this said, let's move on to our questions for tonight, if anyone has any questions. Do we have questions for tonight? And no one's here from last week?
Just Teresa's here from last week.
Okay, Teresa, and did she have a question from last week?
She does.
Okay, go ahead, shoot.
She
Got you,
said-
Teresa.
Her question is, she said that Bradley took Teresa to pick up her toy poodle puppy on July 1st. When he took her, he said that if there was another one of those, he'd go right to the ATM and get one for himself. After Bradley passed away, the woman who had the puppies gifted Teresa Bradley's puppy. She named him Bodhi Satori, and the puppy constantly wants to be with Teresa. She's asking if Bradley is coming through the puppy.
Yeah, this is a lot like last week with Andrew. Yeah, absolutely. He's around you and the puppy, and the puppy wants to be with you. He wants to be with you, and, you know, this energy, what I'm getting is it comes in and out. So he'll come in, it won't always be like in the puppy, so to speak. You know, sometimes it can be, but more often than not, Bradley is around and the puppy is with that and the energy, and Bradley loves you, the puppy loves you, and vice versa. So it really is quite lovely. So you're right on. He is coming around. He's going to be with you, and that's a special, really amazing special gift, and that's super cool, and I'm glad that you shared that with us, because that's going to be great for your healing. And as you know, animals and pets and dogs, they're fantastic for our healing. They absolutely are. They're so amazing and so filled with love, and people don't have a fucking clue really about how much we are so gifted from love or God with animals and the gifts that they bring to people and all of us. So yes, Teresa, absolutely. Okay, I think I answered that right. Yeah, I'm super stoked for you. Super stoked. Okay, so who's next?
Andrew Karate. He says, "Hi, Lynn.
Hey.
My youngest brother just had a colonoscopy. He just turned 50. The doctor who performed the colonoscopy took I think he meant to say polyp. Is that what they are? Polyp out?
Yeah.
And said it might be precancerous and sent it out to the lab. What do you feel?"
I feel that your brother should get some castor oil packs and start changing some things in his health to alleviate any of these problems before they make him do more invasive shit in their protocol. FYI. That's what I feel. But again, you can't tell your brother what to do. He has to go with his own beliefs. So I feel like it's non-cancerous. I feel they get weirded out by this stuff. It doesn't mean that it couldn't become cancerous, but 20 years from now and what happens right now or is happening right now are two different things. Anything can happen along the path, right? So it's kind of like an anomaly in terms of, well, you could say this was there, but do you really have, that's precancerous? Is this really the truth? And there's precancerous cells and all of that shit. Or, in your brother's case, he still has great opportunity here, especially to work with natural medicine or holistic medicine and use tools like this stuff that will really, really help him. Okay, one of the greatest things is castor oil packs. You want some mad healing? Castor oil packs are going to do incredible stuff for everything from things like this, right? There's also lots of tools in here like tinctures and things that are anti-cancer from other medicine systems, right? So you could say there's Chinese medicine, there's like people are raving about mushrooms and all the mushroom stuff and the anti-cancer properties that they bring to the table. So this is all research for your brother, all right? There's medicine, Tibetan medicine, there's Chinese medicine, there's all different kinds of medicines besides allopathic. Okay, that you can look into, and all kinds of homeopathic protocols and ways. Medicine or natural medicine, all medicine is infinite. God is infinite, so you can heal in multiple ways. But I feel in my heart he's going to be better off if he goes down the holistic path, especially at this point where he, I feel like he's going to be fine. I feel like it's not cancerous at all. I feel like, but there's a propensity here now that they've told him that he's going to have all these issues, where he's going to have to go back to the doctors, and then there's this test and that test, and we got to be sure that it's not this. And the truth is, they're never fucking sure if you really want to know, right? Unless they're talking to God all the time, and everything can always change because that's the nature of God. So what I suggest you do is research castor oil packs, because he can put this on his stomach, he can put this on his liver, he can put them on his spleen when he sleeps at night, and this has a great propensity. Really, truly, if you want to know, look it up to heal all this stuff. Yeah. As well as there's tinctures and lots of other anti-cancer type of stuff, but you want to go with a good product. And so in the future, I'm going to share some incredible products. I'm doing so much more work, but all of these things are going to help heal his digestion, which is all part of what's going on here. Okay, he's having a growth in there, and your castor oil is one of your greatest tools for that. It'll break up your cysts, it'll break up bone spurs. I mean, it's an incredible healing tool. Look up Edgar Cayce, right? In fact, I happen to have like a thyroid castor oil pack thing here, right, that I just ordered. There are no accidents, right? Here's one, too. This is a castor oil pack for your pelvis and your hips. So it will help you with your bones. It will help you with everything. But you got to know how to do it. And this is a great tool that your brother doesn't have to get on a whole bunch of other stuff. And this is for everybody. You know, this is a great tool to research. Edgar Cayce talks about these things. You all know who Edgar Cayce is. In fact, I think I have his somewhere over here is his little black book of healing, right? I know I have the mold guys, a whole bunch of the mold guy books and all this other crazy shit, but everything is all part of the tools of our arsenal to help us be our wellest well. So that's what I'm picking up for your brother. Yeah, he could change his diet. Watch the foods and the poisons that you get, because this didn't happen. It happened because it's too many poisons in his body, just like all of us. You know, so you're going to have little things like this. You're going to have just everything from like skin tags to dry eyes to polyps to huge cysts to, you know, nerve stuff, you know, and things aren't working right. And all these other little symptoms come in, and most of the time we don't even realize it, but our body is screaming or telling us, hey, I don't feel good, and this is happening because something else is happening. It's time for you to pay attention to me. And then it keeps doing that until the pain or the suffering or the miserableness gets so great that you can't not pay attention to it. And then you end up like in the emergency room doing the medicine that your brother is doing. And that's okay. That's a great tool to find out about this sometimes, or things like this, do a colonoscopy, right? However, their science is not always right. It's not cut and dry. I can tell you multiple times of crazy shit in my life that has happened, like them telling me my daughter does not have seizures, that she's psychologically challenged and she needs to go on an antidepressant after tests and tests where she was shaking and having seizures for 8 fucking hours throughout the test. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, with my head, you know, through that test. So here's the truth. There's a lot of good things in their science. You have to follow your heart. Your brother does too. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. So he must follow his heart for his best healing, his best tools with this. Okay? My job here is to share with you the truth, and there's lots of different holistic ways to handle and do this. But if he's worried about cancer and things like that, then I would start researching now the products that are best. You can always run them through me and see what I know, but I would send you to Tibetan medicine or Chinese medicine, but not like the stupid shit that you see all over the internet with the fucking mushrooms. I'm talking about some more serious stuff where it's infused with love and light and things like that. Okay, we're talking about tinctures. We're talking about some and again, they're plant-based. All natural healing is what we're all about. So we're talking about a lot of cool stuff, just like this. One of the ingredients in this is like apple cider vinegar. Incredible stuff, which helps you with your blood sugar, and you know, and in multiple other ways as well. So that's what comes in for him. He can go down that route. He's got to follow his heart and do his own thing. But if he wants to, he can talk to me. You know, I would help you guys. But this is one of the best ways that it comes in for him to heal himself. Again, he's got to watch what he eats with all the poisons and crap. Just be more aware of what you're putting in there, because a lot of times we're not even aware of poisons in our waters, poisons out here, in the chemicals in the grass seeds. You know, I just posted stuff on the internet about that dog that swam in the water that died. I know 3 or 4 different stories like that. And my dog, right, like I haven't lost enough dogs, right? I have 2 left now out of fucking 6 because everybody's been poisoned by mold or vaccinosis or other toxic stuff that we have going on in the world out here that my pets have, right? Multiple toxins. And now, you know, through the property of the work that we're on, they're using grass seeds and chemicals, and we're trying to keep them out of the chemicals. The dog starts vomiting and having seizures. And I'm like, fuck me. I'm like, how much more, God? How much more? Clear this out, you know? But this is what we're dealing with, sadly. So remember that when you're eating food and you're cleaning your stuff, it's and you know the GMOs, the chemicals on our meat in our produce, you know, the chemicals in the gardens, horrible stuff. And this too will change. We won't be shopping at the supermarket soon because we're going to go to natural farms. We're going to make natural trades, and we're going to help each other on this journey through everything that we do. Right? There's solutions and formulas to wash the produce and get the chemicals off of it. But I'm not kidding about the dog, right? And thank God, because I'm detoxing her and working with her just through the cell salts alone, of course. And then we have other things that we've been doing for her overall health with all the other toxins and mold sickness and vaccinosis that she's got going on, right? But as our primary healing agent with this, it's been these. They're fantastic. We've been slamming her with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 at different intervals at different times, like on a continuous basis, 24 hours of the salts. Guided by God. Because everything I do, I ask God for the answers. I've heard, as you know, many of you know, you might think I'm crazy, but I with all of our clairvoyant, clairaudient, was it visual? I don't know. All those lovely gifts that we have, right? Ever since I was this big, I know things, and this is all part of the gifts and tools that I know. And when I don't know something, I ask God for the answers. The God's honest truth. So these are all the things that come in. Your brother can do these things too. That 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, all to work on his digestive system and getting the poisons out of his system as well. You do 4 and 10. There's multiple different combinations he can do here to heal. Again, there will be a protocol, of how many times a day and how much and which ones, so it's up to you. I would gladly give you that if you think your brother wants to do it. If he wants to talk to me, you know how I roll. All right, we've talked before. All right, so you have lots of cool tools to share with him, and you could do that with the castor oil too, because the castor oil, you just got to put it on one of these packs, you put it on your tummy at night, you go to bed, your body will heat a lot of times with the actual pack, right? And you will use that overnight, and in the morning you're done. And you can use that several times a week too. You can use it 2 or 3 depending on what the protocol is for what you need to heal. And do your research, right? Oh, my sister's laughing. Let me find out what's going on. What's going on?
Kathy Warmack, what a show tonight, Lynn.
Yeah, this is all the shit I've been learning, and this isn't even like an 18th of the shit. I'm not kidding you. It's crazy, right? This is all the stuff through my whole life of wisdom and especially these last 4 years. And all the energy work that I've done, all working with God always, because that's where all my gifts are, is by working with love. And that's where all of our gifts are, all of us. Anything I can do, you can do. And thank you, Kathy Warmack. Thank you. Okay, that said, who's next?
We actually have Dee on a call-in. I got her.
Oh, okay.
Here you go.
Hi, Dee.
Good evening.
All right, so here's Dee. She's on our video call. So what's happening, Dee?
Well, the last energy session from Monday was very interesting.
Okay. This phone doesn't really have a good volume. So Dee is talking about the last energy session from this past Monday. Go ahead, Dee.
So
She did it. Go ahead.
It didn't happen until Tuesday, like in the morning. It was the freakiest thing, and it was very hard for me to physically write it out and type it out. So I was like, "Hey Jen, can I call in?"
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay, stop for a minute. Can you guys find out if everybody can hear her? Because I know the volume on this phone isn't the greatest. So guys, can you tell me if you can hear Dee?
We'll let you know when we're ready.
All right, so I'm going to put it closer to the visual here, or the audio, the camera, so you guys can hear. Okay, so guys, so Dee's saying something interesting happened to her after the energy session. Go ahead, Dee.
So Tuesday morning, I'm walking down from the primary level of my house, and all of a sudden, it's like my house is empty. But I know that I'm not dreaming. I'm awake. But for whatever reason, my brain has registered that the house is completely and utterly empty.
Okay. So this isn't your physical reality. You were walking up to your house and it was like a metaphysical experience and you felt like the house was utterly empty.
Yes.
Your house, right? So
Yes,
this is like an energy, vortex or a moment that you had that isn't a dream, and this happened to you in real life, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
my next thought was, I must be moving out. I'm moving aboard my boat. Okay, so it must be a goodbye. This isn't a permanent thing, so this is merely a see you later house. And next thing I know, the house is back to normal. So I kind of wanted to share what's been happening with me.
Okay.
And I just wanted to know what you're picking up on.
Well, I feel like you're right on. I feel like you were having a vision of your future and your new boat and your new house, and the house is empty because really that's not where your dreams are. So your soul is literally showing you in the vortex of itself, in this reality, by you going into this space inside of you, in your earth world reality, and it feels like you're not here or you're in another dimension, which you are, but you're really going inside of you, and it's happening on a natural subconscious soul level as you're going into your house, and it's telling you that your home really is no longer in this home. And so this is what your soul is telling you and sharing with you, which is what you already know in this wisdom. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
So this is what's going on.
Gotcha.
So,
I
and
just
go ahead.
wanted to share. I just wanted to share.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, it's great. It's great because, people don't realize about, we all have, especially, people like us, we're high-end vibrational, super metaphysical, and we have all kinds of wild experiences like this, and we don't know what the fuck is going on. So it's great that you did share. It's great that you did bring it in here, because then we can explain it and everybody can understand what is happening. So when these things happen to them, because as the world changes to a higher vibration from love, you're doing the ancestral clearings and healings, you're opening up your gifts even more, just like me with the medicine gifts, right? I'm opening up those doorways to get to those solutions, to get to those answers, to discover things in me that I need for my future that I can't get to if I don't do the energy work. So this is all part of that. Experiences, metaphysical and physical, things that happen in Earth world, the answers that you couldn't get to will then come in because you're doing the work. Whether you do this kind of sound clearing or that kind of sound clearing or ancestral healing, depending on what your soul feels like it needs, or the astrology placements when we pull stuff out here on the show, it's removing energy that's blocking us. The cool thing about the astrology is you can see it in words and you can understand it. And we've talked about that a lot of times in our shows as well. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So thanks for sharing. I'm going to give the phone back to Rachel. I don't know how to use this crazy iPhone. I get wild with it. So I'm just going to give it back to you. I'm going to say, this is Dee on here, everybody. So you can say bye to her. If I touch it, I'll probably hang it up. What, Dee?
Thanks again. Have a good evening, all.
You're welcome. Okay. All right. So thank you. All right. So that's a great question too for the metaphysical universal law, learning how these things really work, how they work in our soul, and the ability to understand it and share. So that's a cool thing. Thank you, Dee. Thank you. All right. So where are we now time-wise? What's going on?
It is 8:45.
All right. How many more questions? Rachel says it's 8:45. How many more questions do we have?
We have 2 more for tonight.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Who's next? We'll do 2 more questions.
Nikki is asking for a prayer and a clearing for her mom and her sister. She said they are traveling to Italy for a Catholic pilgrimage for about a week and a half.
And that makes me go, what? All right. So let me just see. Whew. All right. Jesus, take the wheel. Let's just send the best love energy to them on their journey with everything that they're doing. May they have the best time, and all great things come from this from love for them and for all during this journey. And thank you, God, for that, for them, for Nikki's family, and all of us from love in the purest form, in this reality, any reality, and all that is. And thank you, God, for that for us. Okay. And them. All right. So who's next?
Lisa DeMola.
Okay. Hey, hey.
How do I deal with someone who is very negative in my life and there is no way for her to exit my life?
Oh, welcome to my world, Lisa. If you have a mother, for me in particular, right? She's been some of my greatest challenges, but it's been a blessing, really, when I think about it. Okay, so how do you deal with somebody when they're such a challenge, right? Well, there's a bunch of things that happen here, and it depends on the situation. The biggest tools is do you want them in your life is the first thing. Because if you don't want them in your life, then just ask love to be free of them. That's exactly how you do it. Thanks, love, for me being free of them. It doesn't mean they're going to die. It doesn't mean bad things for them. It just means that you want to be free of them. And their souls will provide the avenue of the way, because on some level, when you ask for that, it's all in the grand plan and in the alignment, and they will go. right? But you have to let it go. You can't be like, oh my God, they're not gone yet, right? I did that years ago with one of my baby's fathers. I asked love to be free of him because it was such a tormenting relationship. My kid just didn't want to, be around him, and it was really toxic. So I just said, okay, love, if this is what's best for us, let him be gone. In other words, let me be free of him. Let her be free of him if this is what's best. And then you know what happened? Took a little bit of time, right? Because she has to let go of it too, because it was her who really wanted this too, and it's her father. So both of us have to then let go of that energy that wants this so bad and just release it. Because it's not about a toxic space. It's about an I love me space. I love me, and she loves her, and I love my daughter. So I don't want that nasty toxic energy that is coming in through him around us, because I love me. That's what it's about. In my old world person self, I would be like, fuck you. You don't talk to your daughter like that. You don't do this. You don't do that, and fuck off. That's how earth world me, old world vibration, might have handled that for sure, right? But in the space of God that I'm in now and what I teach, totally different ball game, right? That would be more reactory what I did. But I have all the power here, not him. So I ask love to be free of him. And if this is what's best for her and me, this is why I would do that. And so I ask love for that. If this is what's best, so be it from love. In the purest form, in this reality, any reality, and all that is. And thank you, love, God, for this for us. And then I'm going to clear my blocks that stop that from happening. I'm going to ask God that I'm happy no matter what happens, because that's all part of the great prayers, the great words you can speak into existence so that you let go of it without saying, I need to let go of this. You just ask love that you're happy no matter what, and then you truly will be, and that won't even fucking matter. And then you automatically let go of it. Do you see? So these are some of those tools. The first tool that comes in for you. The other thing is, anytime you deal with whoever this person is, you ask love to speak through you. You ask love to handle it in the moment, beforehand. Anytime somebody who's toxic, and I know they're going to be toxic, or I know there's trouble in the parking lot or wherever the fuck it is, I'm always like, okay, love, handle this now, please. Let me be free of any toxic. Jesus, take the wheel. Love, speak through me. And so it is. And the best things will always happen. And the right things from love will happen. And you will not nearly be as stressed out, worn out, tore up emotionally with all of this. And you ask love to be free of all of this. Ask love and put the best way to be in place of this for you from love. And if you can have, and then you create the best relationship with this person from love. And here's the deal. I did this with my mother. I asked love that if we could have the best relationship that we did, because I love her and I would love to have that. Right? And if that's not meant to be, then let us both be healthy from love in the best ways and have the best relationship no matter what, whatever the relationship is, from love. Do you see? You have all the power here to create exactly what you want. And when you do that, you put it out there that maybe this could all change, because that's going to shift the energy. You know how they say you can't change other people? They're absolutely right. But the way that you do change them is you change you and how you feel about it with all like the tools that I said now. And then you change everything. Everything. Do you see? And then your whole relationship becomes completely different. And I ask love back in my 30s that I could have the relationship with my mom where I could go out and eat with her and she could be my friend and we could just have fun together and have a great time. And I said, if this is what can be God from love, so be it from love. Because that's really what I wanted. I wanted that mom. But my mom can't be that mom. And I did all of this work, right? She's a different kind of mom, and that's okay. And I said, but no matter what, God, let me be happy no matter what and have the best relationship with her. And my mom lives in South Carolina, and I live in Virginia, and I see her few and far between. And sometimes we have arguments, and sometimes we don't. But our relationship is such that my mother can't be around me for extensive periods of time because she is super challenging in the space that she's in. But I can still love her, but I don't have to be around her. And sometimes that's how God answers our prayers. I do love my mom, and sometimes she can be so beautiful and so amazing, and other times I'm like, oh my God, free me from this now, because she's still my mother, and I still have to deal with the energy that we got going on. But I can tell you this, my relationship with her has done a complete 360, because I'm not reactory. When I was a teenager, we almost killed each other in my mom's kitchen. Oh, yeah. My mom said something to me. I was doing something that I shouldn't be doing. I don't remember what it was. I think I was on the phone. I wasn't supposed to be on the phone because I was like grounded, right? So what happens is I hang up the phone. She comes running in the house. She knows I'm on the phone, that kind of shit. And she's at the other end of the kitchen, like being all nasty and yelling at me. And I took a thing of eggs and I wailed about her. That was on the table. And I'm across the room. And there's a watermelon, a big fat watermelon, and a knife on the table. And and I looked at the knife. And because she was wilding, and she's like, she was saying how she's coming after me, or she's gonna, take care of this, or whatever she's saying. She's all crazy. And I saw the knife, and I'm like, oh shit. And I picked up the knife, right? And the angels are talking in my ear, and they're saying, don't do it. Don't do it. Do you want to go to jail for the rest of your life? Do not do that. Put the knife down. And my mother's on the other side of the kitchen going, come on. Come on, Lynn. Come on. And I'm 16 years old and my mother's 30-something, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. So, these are this true story. So then I threw the knife on the table and ran outside. And then we had a massive fight in the driveway where she literally kind of beat the shit out of me because she's always been a little stronger than me back in the day, especially. Right. But this is the kind of volatile relationship I have with her. The angels told me to put down that knife. And that's my gifts, my tool, my soul, right? My heart space, my connection to God. Right? When they said, put down that knife, I was like, fuck, yeah, I need to. Because I'm not really going to stab my mother, but we were so wild. This is what you call major domestic violence, right? Because those are the choices where people lose their shit. But all of these really hellacious or tough stories brought me into a different space so that I could learn these tools that I can share with everybody here. Because I, too, have volatile relationships with everybody sometimes in my life. Really tough stuff to deal with. And always instantly, the biggest tool I use is I ask love for it to come out in the best way. The best way from love. I ask love to speak through me and love to handle it. And I don't have to figure it out, and I know that it will be so. And all of these tools are the tools that I'm sharing with you to have the best relationship with this person that you speak of, okay? The other thing you can do to raise your vibration so that the stuff that they do does not tweak you out or upset you so much is work on your shit. In other words, work on your astrology, clear out your blocks. You can learn from here. I can teach you. You'll learn from here on the show, but you clear out these blocks, this energy with you. And we'll do this in the future again. And I've done it in the past. All right. Many times with you guys. We clear out stuff all the time. Okay. And so you can start pulling out these energies, these patterns through working with the astrology, through doing the energy work, through doing ancestral healing, the ancestral clearing. You change you change this relationship. It can't not happen. That's how it works. I would never do those things and be wild with the knife and lose my shit or be super reactory like that now. All right. Every now and then I might have a brief moment, and it's just residual, just stuff and patterns and energy that I got to clear out of me. So I keep moving in the healthiest, best direction from love. Do you see? Yeah. So you got this. You got this, girl. All right. And you can PM me if you want prayers to do it. I'll PM you stuff. Like I said, we help people. This is what we do. You can do appointments with me. You can work with me because I do massive psychological, all right? But I do God psychology or God psychology is really what I call it. Understanding the human soul and the whole process and how everything works here in Earth World is all part of these gifts of the best health, the best tools. Because if you don't heal in here, like for me, my physical stuff is coming out in my my metaphysical stuff is coming out in my physical body. Right? Because I bury my shit. That's part of my demons. That's part of how my soul processes. And this is all the stuff, the psychological energy work, the working with the astrology of getting my stuff out of my soul so I can raise the bar, as Sophia would say, for me, to be my healthiest me, clear those blocks, and then I don't have relationships like that anymore because I vibrate higher and those things can't happen. So the reason my mom is further away, because this is the best relationship that me and my mom need to have, and it is what it is in the space that she's in and in the space that I'm in. So when I pray for the best relationship, it doesn't mean that I'm going to go out and have dinner with her like I would like, or spend a lot of nice time with her like I might like, or have a mom that's my friend too in a different way. Instead, what the best relationship was is exactly what is. It means that my mom really has to be here and I have to be here. And while we love each other, the nature of the dynamics of the spaces that we're both in are super challenging more often than not. And so this is why. If I can change me, right? But when I change me through the ancestral clearings and healings, I also change my mother through this energy work. I change my family, my children, anyone related in the family lineage from the past and into the future. And this is all part of what we're here to do, to change the planet so that the new souls that come in the family lines in this reality are going to be of the highest consciousness or the higher consciousness. And this is all part of the grand design of God, because this is all part of the plan to stop this darkness, right? If all the people are high in God or high in love and light, there's no way they're not going to know what's going on. There's no way they're going to get a COVID shot. There's no way they're going to do all the shit that's going on out here. There's no way they're not going to be accountable. There's no way they're not going to come from love. There's no way they're not going to be in their heart space. There's no way they're going to be disrespectful and not honor people, because that's how it works. Just like when people get on my Facebook page and they post shit and they do shit to start with you, or because they want to get a rise out of you. Really? Is that the best intent from love? Absolutely not. So a lot of times I read their sentence and I know exactly what their intent is, and I don't fucking pay no attention to it. I don't say I like the comment. So look at your comments too. Look at everything you're doing, right? Because it tells you the space of God or love that you are in. Are you trying to be nasty to somebody? Are you trying to be unwell to somebody? What is your motive? What is your intent? Why are you doing, posting, saying, being the things that you do? You know, and this is for all of us. Pay attention to how you talk to people, consciously, right? And even subconsciously. Like me and Sophia were sitting here and we were talking to somebody today about their shit, and we said, you do this, you talk to people nastily, you think it sounds nice, you don't even realize you do it on a subconscious soul level. And Jennifer's laughing because she knows it's about her.
I'm that guy.
Yeah, she knows it's about her, and we clear it all out, and thank you God for that for all of us. From love. And put the best way to be from love in the purest form, in this reality, any reality, and all that is. And thank you God, or love, and love for this for me and all of us, from love in the purest form, in our souls and all we are, be, say, do, and create, and all that it is. And thank you God for that for us. So see, you have all the power, my friend, all the power. We all do. We just that's what the show's about, to learn the tools how to do it in the quickest, easiest, best way, because that's what my soul's all about. Boom, get it done, man. I don't want to be fucking around for hours. You know, I'm working on my stuff though. My impatience, I'm working on it. Thank you God, right? All right. So that said, where are we time wise?
9 o'clock.
Did we get everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you again tonight, everybody, for coming. Share our show. Share what we do, please. The more we get it out there to help people and change everything that's going on here, the more we stop all the darkness that's going on out here, as you know. And this is what we're here to do. We're here to really save humanity, save the planet. And there's so many beautiful things here. And assist and be good and kind to each other from love. You know, from love. And you will know, right, the intent of everybody's energy by all the things that they do. So that wraps up our show for tonight. We'll see you next Wednesday, 7:15. Much love to all you guys. See you then. Bring your questions, whatever you got going on, and we'll have another good time like tonight. Thank you, and God bless. Thanks.